There have been many archaeological discoveries in November 2023. These discoveries reveal new insights into the ancient cultures and civilizations that once inhabited our planet. Let's begin our journey. First, we go to South Carolina, where Civil War weapons were recovered from the Congaree River during a cleanup project. These weapons are fascinating examples of the military technology and history that characterized the American Civil War. The weapons include bullets, cannonballs, swords, and even an unexploded ordnance that had to be demilitarized. They were thrown into the river in February 1865 when Union General William Tecumseh Sherman captured and burned Columbia, the state capital and a strategic railroad city. Sherman's troops dumped thousands of Confederate weapons and supplies into the river, including over 1 million ball cartridges, more than 26,000 pounds of gunpowder, thousands of sabers and bayonets, and even backpacks and tents. The weapons show the destruction and chaos that followed Sherman's march through the South, as well as the cultural and political conflict that divided the nation. Next, we travel to Mexico, where a circular structure linked to the cult of Kukulkan was discovered at the El Tigre site in Campeche state. This structure is a rare example of a temple that was built in honor of the Maya serpent deity Kukulkan, who was also known as Quetzalcoatl by the Aztecs and other Mesoamerican cultures. The structure dates to the period 1000 to 1200 AD, when the El Tigre site was the capital of the Acalón Maya, a branch of the Hontal Maya who had strong ties with other regions of Mesoamerica. The structure has 2 levels and a flat roof, and it is similar to other circular temples that have been found at sites such as Edznar, Becan, Uxmal, and Chichen Itza. The structure shows the influence of the Quetzalcoatl cult on the Maya religion, as well as the origins and legacy of the Kukulkan cult, which was one of the 4 main deities of the post-classic Maya era. The El Tigre site was mentioned in historical sources by a Hontal chief named Don Pablo Paxpolan, who reported that the site had structures dedicated to Kukulkan and other gods. The discovery of the structure in Mexico adds to our knowledge of the complex and diverse religious beliefs and practices of the ancient Maya. Next, we explore Turkey, where the largest ancient floor mosaic in Cappadocia and central Anatolia region was uncovered in Kayseri province. This floor mosaic is a stunning example of a decoration that was used in a luxurious villa that was built in the 4th century AD. The floor mosaic covers an area of 600 square meters and has geometric patterns and inscriptions in Latin and Greek. It may have belonged to an administrator named Hyacinthos who served in an imperial property. The floor mosaic shows the artistic and cultural influences of the Roman and Byzantine periods, as well as the later Turkish presence in Anatolia. The Oranjeshir site is also known for its ancient heritage buildings, mosques, and markets dating back to about 7 centuries. It was a prosperous and flourishing town that was mentioned in historical sources. Next, we go to Saudi Arabia, where a 200,000-year-old handaxe was discovered at the Kher site in Al Ula Governorate. This handaxe is a remarkable example of a tool that was made by early humans during the Paleolithic age, which spanned from 2.6 million to 10,000 years ago. The handaxe is made of soft basalt stone and measures 51.3 centimeters in length. It shows signs of cutting or chopping functions, but its exact purpose is still under investigation. The handaxe is one of the oldest artifacts ever found in the Arabian Peninsula, and it sheds light on the history of humanity and its migration patterns across the region. The Kher site is also known for its ancient heritage buildings, mosques, and markets dating back to about 7 centuries. It was a prosperous and flourishing town between 800 and 1100 CE, and it has a wealth of secrets and treasures to reveal. Next, we go to England, where a 1,400-year-old temple from the time of the East Anglian kings was discovered in the ancient city of Rendlesham near Sutton Hoo in Suffolk. This temple is a rare example of a building that may have been used for pre-Christian worship by the early kings of the East Angles, who ruled over a small independent Anglo-Saxon kingdom. The temple is about 10 by 5 meters, and it has distinctive and substantial foundations that indicate that it was unusually high and robustly built for its size. It may have been part of a royal complex that included a large timber hall and a metalworking area, where decorative horse harnesses similar to those found at Sutton Hoo were produced. The temple shows the religious and cultural diversity of the East Anglian kingdom, which was a powerful and wealthy state that had connections with other regions of Europe. The East Anglian kingdom was known for its cuneiform tablet archives, which represent the oldest known Indo-European language. Next, we explore the seas of Sicily, where 2 ancient stone anchors from the Greek Archaic period were found off the coast of Syracuse. These anchors are rare examples of the maritime technology and trade that characterized the ancient Mediterranean world. The anchors are about 70 centimeters long and have different shapes and holes. They were used to secure ships by their weight and friction along the bottom. They may have belonged to Greek merchants or colonists who visited or settled in Sicily, which was a rich and diverse island with many cultural and political interactions. The anchors were discovered by a citizen who reported them to the authorities, and they were verified and documented by the maritime superintendents of the Sicilian region and the diving unit of the Guardia di Finanza in Messina. The discovery of the anchors in Sicily adds to our knowledge of the history and archaeology of the ancient Sicilian coast. We then head to Kazakhstan, where a 3,400-year-old pyramid from the Scythian Saka period was found in the Karaganda region. This pyramid is a rare example of a stepped mausoleum that was built for a ruler of the Bagazi Dandibay culture, which was part of the Andronovo culture that spanned across Central Asia and Eastern Europe. The pyramid is located on a hill overlooking the Taldi River, which was considered as the Valley of Kings by the Andronovo people. The pyramid is made of cut stones and has a burial chamber that contained the remains of the ruler and some grave goods. Next, we go to Mexico, where 10 truncated conical tombs, approximately 3,000 years old, were found at the edge of the Chapultepec forest. These tombs are rare examples of the funerary architecture of the first agricultural villages that settled in the western part of Mexico City. The tombs are about 1.5 meters high and have different diameters. They were used to bury individuals in a flexed position, accompanied by various offerings, such as deer antlers, ceramic vessels, figurines, and slate discs. The tombs date back to the early and middle Preclassic periods, before the eruption of the Zytel volcano and the formation of the Pedregal de Coyocorn. The tombs show the cultural and religious diversity of the ancient inhabitants of the region who had contacts with other areas of Mesoamerica. Next, we explore the ancient city of Hattusha, the capital of the Hittite Empire, where archaeologists have discovered a rare 2,250-year-old saw. This saw is a remarkable example of the metalworking technology and craftsmanship that characterized the ancient Anatolian world. The saw is about 20 centimeters long and has a thick iron blade with holes on both sides. It may have had a semicircular wooden handle that allowed the carpenter to move it back and forth. The saw dates back to the 3rd century BC, during the Galatian period, when a Celtic people ruled over parts of Anatolia. Finally, we head to Germany, where a colossal hall from the Bronze Age was discovered near the royal grave of Sedan. This hall is a remarkable example of the architecture and power of the Nordic Bronze Age, which lasted from 2200 to 800 BC. The hall is about 31 by 10 meters, and it has walls made of wooden planks and wattle and daub with clay plaster. It may have had multiple floors for living and storage and a fireplace in the center. It may have been used as a meeting place and a ruler's seat by the legendary King Hinz or one of his predecessors. King Hinz was a mythical figure who was said to be buried in a golden coffin in the nearby mound, which is the most important grave complex of the 9th century BC in northern Central Europe. The hall shows the cultural and artistic influences of the Nordic Bronze Age, as well as the local traditions of the Prignitz region. The hall was discovered by the Brandenburg State Office for Monument Preservation and archaeologists from the University of Göttingen. These are some of the most incredible archaeological discoveries of November 2023. These discoveries reveal new insights into the ancient cultures and civilizations that once inhabited our planet. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned for more amazing discoveries.